Sam here, and last night the Philadelphia Eagles took themselves off a very bad list that you don't want to be on in professional sports. It's longest championship drought. They won their first ever Super Bowl, beating the New England Patriots 41-33. That means there's still a handful of teams either without ever winning a championship, or they've gone forever since their last championship. So I'm going to redo the list, and then I'm going to kind of break down, who has the best shot there. To start things off, there's 4 teams in the NFL that have never won a Super Bowl. Texans, the Jaguars being the most notable. In my opinion, there's only 4 out of 32 teams, so that's okay. The Arizona Cardinals have won a Super Bowl, but they haven't won one in 69 years. The San Diego Chargers haven't won one in 53 years. The Detroit Lions haven't won one in 59 years. That's 3 NFL teams on that list too. So when you add it all together, there's 7 teams in the NFL that have either never experienced a championship or have gone forever since their last one. In the NBA, there are 10 teams in the NBA that have never been to the NBA Finals, either never been to the NBA Finals or never won an NBA championship. And most notably, the Oklahoma City Thunder. We all remember when they lost to the Miami Heat with Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. Then, the Sacramento Kings have gone 65 years since their last NBA championship. They're not probably going to win one for another maybe 20 years. I'll get that in a minute. The Atlanta Hawks, 58 years. And so, all together, it's 12 teams in the NBA without ever winning a championship, or they've gone forever since the previous one. Major League Baseball, the Houston Astros won their first ever World Series. That took them off that list. That leaves the Cleveland Indians with the 68-year baseball drought. There are 7 teams, in the major leagues to never win a World Series, most notably the Washington Nationals, the Texas Rangers. They went back-to-back, losing back-to-back World Series, pulling up semi-Buffalo Bills of Major League Baseball. And they haven't won a World Series ever, Texas. And so, 8 teams. Going back to the NFL, the Tennessee Titans got a yard short against the Rams. They haven't won a Super Bowl championship since, they've never won one. It's been 55 years since they were the Oilers and never went to a conference title. And so they did go to a conference championship game, but they never won a Super Bowl. They never got over the hump. And of course, they fell a yard short against the greatest show on turf. So it's been a while. And so the question is, who's going to end their drought? And I look at the list of teams that's on there, and of course, there's so many cities in America, and there's so many teams, there's so many leagues. It's hard to really pinpoint who's got the best chance of knocking off the drought, but who's going to be that first team? And I think when I look at this list, I gotta be honest, it's a bad list to be on. Again, it's a sad list to be on, to be honest. Being an Astros fan, it was great to see the Astros win the World Series. Obviously, being a long time for the Chicago Cubs, it was 108 years that they finally won the World Series. The Chicago White Sox, they won their first, and since they were the Blackhawks, that was way back in 2005, so they've got a long drought too. The NHL, again, there's a lot of teams out there that have never experienced it. It's really tough to pinpoint a favorite, though. I do think the Thunder have a good shot in the Western Conference this year. They are a contender, but it seems to be that every sport has had a team. Baseball had the Astros, the NFL had the Eagles. Who's going to be the NBA team? Will it be the Oklahoma City Thunder? Will it be? It won't be the Atlanta Hawks. They've won the worst records in the sport. The Sacramento Kings are terrible. It could also be. Could it be? Minnesota. Minnesota was on that list too. Minnesota got to the Western Conference Finals. Had a great run with Kevin Garnett, Stephon Marbury. So that's been a while. Sam Cassell, Latrell Sprewell. It's been forever for the Timberwolves. So that being said, there's no pinpoint favorite. I want to see a team that's never done it. when the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors a couple of years ago to win their first ever NBA championship, thanks to LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. So the next team I think that could probably end their drought, if I had to be honest and look at the list of teams that haven't done it, Toronto Maple Leafs around here for the NHL. They've the longest drought, 49 years. Toronto is a big hockey place. I could see the Detroit Lions, who haven't won an NFL championship, a Super Bowl championship, in 59 years. They're getting Matt Patricia. They just hired him. They have a really top level quarterback. Defense is being iffy. They haven't had a running game since Barry Sanders, so it's been a while for them. So they need a run game and they need a defense. They got the quarterback to get it done. They just need the other pieces around the quarterback to get it done too. And they have a history of coming up short in big games. Of course, they shot to win a playoff game up in Dallas, and then the whole pick up the flag thing. So my question to everybody is, who's gonna snap their drought? Who's gonna be the next Astros? Who's gonna be the next Eagles? Will it be an NBA team? It's certainly not gonna be the Atlanta Hawks or the Sacramento Kings. I definitely could see it being Oklahoma City, especially with how weak Cleveland is in the East. The problem for Oklahoma City is getting past San Antonio, Houston, and Golden State. Especially the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have been to the NBA Finals the last 3 years. Will somebody else win it? So I'm interested to see what your take is. Who's going to be that team that's going to end their drought? I would love to see... To me, the Houston Rockets haven't won one since 1995. Chris Paul's never been to the conference finals. That's another team that hasn't won in forever. And then there's the Chicago Bulls, but again, the Bulls are rebuilding. So I realistically think the Houston Rockets have the best shot to end their drought. But it'd be their first time since 1995. That would be great for the city of Houston, especially if the Astros win the World Series. It would be a kind of a huge pick-me-up after the Texans flop. So the Eagles won their first ever ring last night. So who's the team that you think is going to do it? It's not going to be the Arizona Cardinals. They're trending downwards. The Cleveland Indians, same deal, trending downwards. And the Astros are probably the favorite to win the World Series again. That's another story for another time. Tennessee Titans, no. Texas Rangers, no. The Seattle Mariners have been to the playoffs in forever. They're not going to win a championship. They've never won a World Series. It's hard to it's hard to really pinpoint. There's a lot of teams that have never experienced this. The Washington Nationals haven't been out the first round in their existence. They've gotten to at least Game 5 of the League Division Series, and that's it. And that's about as far as they've gotten. They haven't gotten to the LCS. They've tripped themselves numerous times in the playoffs. San Diego Chargers, no. Toronto Maple Leafs, maybe. Again, hockey's a big thing in Canada. Maybe in the next few years, who knows? I doubt it. But the Eagles won the first ring. Who's going to be that team? And is your team one of those teams that has never won or hasn't won one in forever? So, again, congratulations to the Eagles. Congratulations to Nick Foles winning Super Bowl MVP. The Detroit Lions could be off this list of championship droughts. We never know. We'll see what the sports gods have in store for these teams. I do believe that somebody is going to finally break this trend in the NBA of Warriors Cavs. It might be the Celtics. The Celtics haven't won since 2008. That's not really much of a drought, but it's almost becoming one. So, and the Lakers haven't been to the finals in forever. So you can add the Lakers to that list, but the Lakers are rebuilding. They need a couple of stars, and they need a couple of good seasons before we can all pencil them in as a team that could possibly end their drought. So, congratulations to the Eagles. Arizona Cardinals have the longest drought in professional sports in USA professional sports. So, and it's probably not going to end anytime soon. Thank you for watching.